So if you don't have a very good problem solving skills, it will be very difficult to clear even online assessment round. The whole thing is like, and time management is one of the most important thing for me that I learned here. Uh, See, there are more options. It's not like only gate is the options. I would say that for me, the hostel life is one of the most memorable part in IIT Guwahati.
Okay, okay.
Like 3 4 questions every day. If you start a bit late, then you have to do that. Otherwise, you'll not be able to complete the whole DSA. Yes, means I'm not even completely agree with that. Like solving 400 question is mandatory. It is a very good question so to write in 30 minutes. So practice is required, but the practice count doesn't matter.
Okay.
For other people, it will be
How should one approach this recession so that they will not affected by actually having recession in future times or current time as well? How should
the preparation should be like that. At least at the end, you have a very good discussion and that you can crack that interview. And if I talk about the AVS Lab, so our seniors in AVS Lab are very supportive because in hardware side you will be having very less resources. Uh, Whenever you want to discuss anything, you can go and discuss.
So hi guys, today we are having Anuj with us. Anuj is my classmate, friend, and he is my lab mate as well. So Anuj, could you please introduce yourself to the audience and also give a brief of in which company you are placed in to the audience?
Hello everyone, my name is Anuj Singh Thakur. I am from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Currently doing my M.Tech in IITG, and I got a software development engineer role in media.net.
Okay. So Anuj, could you please walk us through the interview process from initial application to the final offer letter?
Yeah, sure. First, we have to apply an placement portal. All IT mainly have their placement portal. So first, company will register to their our placement portal, and then we have to apply for particular company. And and I got placed in media.net, so I'll talk about mainly about media.net process. So they have a first round is a online assessment round, and the online assessment round is for 1 hour 30 minutes, and there are three DSA questions, mainly medium to hard level.
Okay.
And after getting shortlisted in online assessment round, we have followed by interview rounds. So there are two rounds. First one is technical round, and second one is HR round. So in technical round, basically they asked one DSA questions, basic computer science questions, and some related things related to my experience. Already, I worked in one of the company for 1 year, so they are asking questions related to that.
Okay.
And in second, like in HR, mainly they focus on OOPS concept, and there also they asked one DSA questions and general questions related to projects and all.
Okay.
That's
Okay, okay. So Anuj, what are all the technical skills required in the process of companies like Media.net or some SD companies for that matter? What are all the technical skills that are required?
mainly main skills is problem solving. If first thing is we have to crack online assessment round. So all these companies are asking medium to hard DSA questions in their online assessment round. Mainly they are focusing on tree dynamic programming and graph questions. So if you don't have a very good problem solving skills, it will be very difficult to clear even online assessment round.
So Anuj, let's go into some personal experience of you in IITG. So how did you balance academics with alongside the placement preparation?
Actually, I divided my time in entirely. I planned my day. So from basically, I wake up at 9. After 9, placement time during preparing for placement. So from 10 to 4, I in between I have also have to do TA duty, take thesis work. So my time is like 10 to 4. I'm going to do MTP, my TA duty, and all the stuff related to academics. And from 5 to 6, I used to go gym, and then having dinner at around 8:30, and then from 9 to 1 or something like 1:30 to give time for my coding or DSA preparation like that.
Okay, okay. Anuj, moving ahead, let's go into some college experiences and M.Tech experience particularly. So, how would you rate your overall experience of pursuing M.Tech in IIT Guwahati? what is your overall feedback or rating?
Uh, in terms of experience, if I talk about like M.Tech is for me entirely different and challenging journey, because I never thought of that I'll crack any these means I'll not be able to crack these exams and get an placed in, get a seat in IIT Guwahati or some other IITs like because in my BTech time, when I means before to that in BTech, I didn't prepared for JE, so I didn't got any college. I was there in private college,
Okay.
so I did my BTech in private college. Later, when I thought of in third year, I thought of like I can try at least once to give GATE exams. And later I prepared well and I got in seat in IIT Guwahati. And here I when I once I came here, like it will be for me it's a very new experience because I never in the hostel life and all, and for me it's very challenging like because academic is entirely different as compared to my previous college. The whole thing is like, and time management is one of the most important thing for me that I learned here, because we have to manage everything in whole day, like having a TA duty as a we are M.Tech students, TA duty and coursework. Apart from that, the projects every week we will have a projects and all. It's very challenging, but it's for me it's like entirely different life now. Everything got changes. Previously, when I got a job from my BTech, now I got placed in one of the a good company for a SD role.
Correct, correct.
So a totally entirely different experience for me.
Okay, okay. So, Anuj, any advice that you want to give to the upcoming students of who want to pursue M.Tech or who want to give GATE? Like, what is your take on giving GATE and coming to M.Tech? Or else will you support any other system?
Uh, See, there are more options. It's not like only GATE is the options. Mainly, it depends on what is your choice. If you
Correct.
want to go further studies and want to work in academics, then you have to do PhDs. First, either you do PhD after BTech or first complete masters and do PhD. So it depends on like where you want to go basically. If you are just let's say, it also depends like if you are having you want to good placement and you didn't got a chance to be in IITs or NITs or a very good college where the placements are good, and you did your BTech in tier 3 college basically, where the placement scenario is like will get a maximum package of 5-6 lakhs per annum. And so that I'm coming to the GATE preparation now. Here, like you'll prepare all the subjects that you learned in BTech. You'll get a chance to be part of a prestigious college out there in India, like IIT, NITs and all. Here you'll work in for M.Tech we have to do master thesis, so you'll work under one of the professor entirely like very good professor in that field you like, so that you'll get a you'll learn a lot of things here, and you'll know the time management skills and everything like that, and you'll be getting a placement, very good placement. Or if you want to do further studies, then the letter of recommendation will also be like from this prestigious college, so you can apply for either go foreign or do PhD here. It will be very great if you do join IIT or NIT or some prestigious college in India.
Okay, okay. So, Anuj, could you please give some like memories you have in IITG, not very much related to the technical things, like personal experiences which you have, like which you enjoyed in the campus kind of things?
Yes. First, that I earlier said, like the hostel life is new for me, like having roommate and sharing a room with him, and having all kinds of discussion in the friend circle in the hostel room. Mainly the basic important, and for me it's like a totally new experience, and we are away from our home, and we have all these friends nearby us only, like, and we have to be part of this M.Tech journey with them. So it's totally new experience for me in hostel life. I would say that for me the hostel life is one of the most memorable part in IIT Guwahati.
Okay, okay. That's memorable for many people as well. Like they learn more things from here, and also that is memorable as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Anuj, let's talk about some preparation resources that you have followed in your overall placement process. Like, could you please give the resources or how to prepare? Like, if someone is starting now, how should they prepare for their overall process of placement?
Yes.
Like, what are all the platforms they have to code on, or else what are all the resources they have to take upon, and give a idea of all these things.
Yes, yes. Means if it depends on, first it depends on how much time you left before placement. Like if I talk about my journey, started when I came here.
Okay.
So starting with one or two questions in two platform mainly. In starting, I started with the lead code in Geek for Geeks. So later, it's like I used to do one or two questions, mainly the problem of the day or late code daily questions every day. So it builds my logic and problem solving skills, and I don't have to do more questions every day, like 3 4 questions every day. If you start a bit late, then you have to do that. Otherwise, you'll not be able to complete the whole DSA. So I started early. So for me, it's like only one or two questions. In at least two questions I used to do it every day, in mainly these two platforms. And first thing is I completed my 2 3 seats mainly, that A to Z seat from Skyver. There is one seat in GFG and Love Buffers, and there is one seat I followed later, that is CSES problem set. It is mainly for very good programming, like if you want to conquer one of the difficult questions from like media.net or good companies. So that, so mainly like you have to cover all the topics and you have to do practice. It's not like you are just solving one or two questions, you know that this topic, and you are solving that question. Once the question is coming, you have to identify the topics, what kind of data structure is required, and which field it is related to. Means it is a key question, dynamic programming questions or graph questions. Once you identify, you will solve that question. It depends on practice how much time you will take. And mainly I would suggest about the contest part.
Okay.
Like timing management and debugging skills is required. It may be possible you will write a code once and then that will be accepted. If you got stuck error or some bug is there in the code, so then you have to identify, and debugging skills is required at that place. And also the time is ticking, like it's not like you have a lot of time to solve that problem. So you have a given time like 30 minutes for one question, so you have to be as means you have to learn the skills in that way, so that you can solve that questions in 30 minutes, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. While practicing, you will learn gradually, and giving contest, you'll know like how to manage time and how to resolve bug if there are any questions. So I would suggest you have to follow, first thing is cover all the topics, and do as much practice as you can. Means at least 3 4 questions. Later on 3 4 questions per day you can, and randomly you have to pick, like you know the topic and then you are solving it. Otherwise you'll not learn. Later after completing basic questions, then you can start with randomly you start with the preparation of other topics and all that. And later means every week we have a contest in lead code, like by weekly we have one contest on Sunday 8 p.m. and sorry 8 a.m. And in bi-weekly there are twice in a week. Means in month, I think twice in a month there is a bi-weekly contest. Give that contest.
Okay.
I also used a code chef because I already registered there earlier. I used to do in B.Tech time, so I prepared there also, like I solved a few questions there.
Okay. Okay. So as it is an exhaustive list of resources, I will be putting this all these resources he followed in the description section of this video. If you want, you can check out. So Anuj, I want to ask one of the follow up question for this answer. Like you said, you followed certain sheets initially. Like I feel, and some of the people also feel, were these sheets really like these sheets were useful in the interview process? Definitely, that is for sure. But following these sheets were really making any sense, or does it make any impact? Or else, particularly, I am against following like solving 400 problems, 300 problems.
Yes, means I'm not even completely agree with that. Like solving 400 question is mandatory or not. Like initially we don't know the resources. Means we don't know the process, what topics do we and all the things like that. So first thing is we have to know like these are the topics we have to learn, and for some topic you need only one or two questions to solve, and then you'll understand. It is very easy to understand. It depends on people to people. For some people tree is easy, some people graph, for some people graph is easy. So it's not like you have to solve 20 to 40 questions to learn that concept basically. So it depends on how fast you can learn, and initially like if we know that these are the topics and at least we have to solve these basic questions, so that you will have an idea.
Okay.
But it's not just sufficient to crack interviews even.
Okay.
Just following 400 seats, just doing 400 count doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mainly if for practicing you can solve, so just for practicing like you'll have a speed up like, and debugging skills improvement will be there if you do practice, lot more practice. But for learning 2-3 questions are sufficient to know like what kind of data structure is required, is there any algorithm related to that. And later while let's say you have to complete the question in 30 minutes, that if you just write it once, that kind of questions, it will be difficult. Is a very good questions to write it in 30 minutes. So practice is required, but the practice count doesn't matter.
Okay.
For other people it will be, for different people it will be more. So it depends on how fast you learn.
Okay. So the key takeaway here is like if you are starting on those set of 400 problems were like a start kind of thing, like it is like a starter kind of thing before you go into main course. So that's what Anuj is saying, and that also depends on person to person, like how many problems he has to solve. Someone might solve 800 problems, someone might solve 1000 problems, and someone can solve 200 problems as well. So that completely depends on person to person.
Yes.
And thanks for that insight. That is the question that many people were having these days. So Anuj, currently the situation of job market is being hit by recession very badly. Like in these hard times, how should one go upon their preparation and as well as applying to job? How should one approach this recession so that they will not affected by actually having recession in future times or current time as well? How should one go upon?
Mainly we have to focus what is in our control. If you are saying means if you focus more on like there are recession, there are very less jobs, it will not be helpful for us actually. So mainly we have to focus on our preparation. Like the preparation should be like, if I got a chance then I'll make it. And most of the time, like every time people say I'll make it and they'll make it. But if the preparation should be like you'll complete all the subjects. If you are preparing for HD rules, so mainly you have to focus on all basic computer science subjects, and then having a very good problem solving skills, and the projects you have very good projects. Mainly there is in recession, like they'll be looking for a very good candidate. So to add an edge, you can just have a good projects in there are very lightweight projects are there in JavaScript you can create, and having a good command in that. Like mainly people looking for a candidate who already had skills, so that they don't have to train.
Okay.
Otherwise, and basically initially if you are joining first time any company, they'll train you in some of the some of the technology, and then you learn, and then you start implementing those things in their company. But let's say in the recession time, if you want to add an edge to you, like you can learn. There are a lot more resources in YouTube you can follow. There are blogs, and you can learn from there, so that it will add an edge. Like if you get a chance, an opportunity to be part of any company and they are hiring, that you can apply. There are various portals to apply.
Okay.
And you'll get a job opportunity there. So once you got a chance, like there is interview is scheduled, the preparation should be like that. At least at the end, you have a very good discussion, and that you can crack that interview.
That's good. Like you saying, like just control, just focus on what is in your control.
Yeah.
That's a good takeaway that people should learn, I would say. So Anuj, do you think a DSA is still relevant in the placement process? I heard that many people were saying the companies were looking for a student who is already well trained in the system design and things kind of that. Like, is still DSA relevant, or else people should concentrate on something more in their preparation? Just give an talk on that.
Yes, yes. Here, like, first round is online assessment round in most of the companies, and good companies who are hiring for HD role, they'll definitely ask one or two DSA questions. So first round we have to clear, then only we can move on the second round. So first round, to clear that first round, problem solving skills is required. So we cannot avoid solving problems or DSA. So to clear first round, we have to learn.
Okay.
Otherwise, we cannot clear the first round. So we cannot go to further rounds.
Okay.
And mainly now companies are focusing that having a problem solving skills is okay. If you have design implementation, like low level design things, mainly the system design, they are not asking you to develop whole process in one go.
Okay.
Means mainly they check like how you approach the problem. Like if there is a problem, say the one thing is they have given a one design problem, like how do you think for to implement that part. They are analyzing that more, because in the recession time they are hiring very less, so they are looking for a very good candidate. And now system design was also like mainly they are asking even to freshers, not in depth, but at least they should have some idea, so they are asking like that.
Okay. But so the bar is definitely higher, I would say.
Yes,
Like,
it's
so Anuj, we will talk about a bit of our AVS Lab. Personally, we both were together in the AVS Lab. We have many memories over there. And could you please talk about AVS Lab and our journey at AVS Lab, and also your journey at AVS Lab, and how it helped you in some of the things to learn and in your research for master thesis project? Talk bit of whole of AVS Lab.
Yes. So in second year we have to do as M.Tech thesis. So I worked. Means I like to work in hardware side. So I have chosen, means there is the opportunity to work under the professor. So there is a choice. You have to talk to the professor, and then both are agree on that, you'll get a project under him. So for me, Dr. Chandan Karpa sir is there for my M.Tech thesis supervisor. And if I talk about the AVS Lab, so our seniors in AVS Lab are very supportive, having a friendly nature. Me a lot for doing my thesis there. And as you are my lab mate, so like you'll have knowledge of different tools and all. I have taken help from you to learn those tools and have complete my work in the AVS Lab. If in any lab, like you are very new, so to learn new things and do M.Tech thesis, first time someone is doing research, then the seniors help and required. And even the professor is very supportive. Whenever you want to discuss anything, you can go and discuss. So for me, it's like a very good and memorable moment in the AVS level.
So Anuj, a follow-up question to this question, like how did you manage your master thesis project and placements as well? I asked about these academics and placements. Now it is not trivial to manage this thesis project if you want to like do very strong research, like I would say, and if you want to do something like publications.
Yes.
It is difficult to manage the placements. But still you were able to manage and do good in both thesis project as well as placements as well. How did you manage both the things?
It depends on how do you divide the time basically. Means if you are working 8 to 9 hours per day, so you can divide half and half, like 3-4 hours to thesis and 3-4 hours for your interview or placement preparation. So if you are continuously putting effort, so it's not sufficient all time, like putting 3-4 hours every day, but on Saturday Sunday you can put more time, so that because in Saturday Sunday we will not have any teaching assistant duty, so that we can add more time to our M.Tech thesis. But if you are focusing on more in thesis part and public, mainly publication, like it will be very difficult. You will not be able to give time in the interview preparation. So to balance, like what I did, like I mainly focus on solving my M.Tech thesis, any kind of situation on the lab itself in 3-4 hours. Decided that I have to work for this part in the lab, and this time I'll not be doing any other work, and I'm mainly focusing on solving problems that are there in my M.Tech thesis. And after that, completing my thesis part in the lab, I came to my room. There I have the idea, like I have to now do coding, preparing for my placement, so I'll not do any other work. So that basically I decided this way. It helped me a lot because both the process I completed successfully.
Okay. So it is very important to work on fixed hours, like so that you can give enough time to all the things. That is what Anuj is saying. And Anuj, moving ahead, so that you secured a good job now, like what is your future aspirations or future goals that you want to?
Now I'm going to join one of the good company and having a SD role. So I would like to improve myself in that field. Our first goal is this, and then I want to explore big data side as I was working in my previous company.
Okay.
So I love to explore the big data fields. Yeah.
So Anuj, I know you worked in your thesis project in the hardware side. Like now, how challenging for you to switch into this domain? Like as you said, some domain might be interesting for you later on, maybe. How challenging it for you, or else the other way? Like how helpful is your MTP project, like you have done in hardware, in the future?
So MTP project is entirely different for me because in hardware side you will be having very less resources, and the clock mainly in hardware, like everything is clock important. If you talk about in a very detail,
Timing is important.
timing is very important. Like it's not like you can just run a program in DSA. What happens, like you write a program, just run. If there is a compilation error, you will fix it, and after that you will just execute and it will be running fine. But in hardware it's not like that. Mainly the problem I faced during my M.Tech thesis, like if you have I have written the code and Verilog code is there, and it's very challenging to know that the completion and then the code is written successfully and it's working fine. So, and the resources part, like we have very less resources. There are only forums that we can find if there are any bugs and all, and even to execute any programs and use any tools in our thesis, we have to go through all the tools and technologies, and we have to execute first, and then only we came to know this tool will not be helpful and all. But it's not like there is a proper documentation we have to follow and we can use these tools. So resources are very less field, so we have to explore more and try more, then only we get to know like these tools we can use or this will not work for our thesis. So these are the very important things I learned.
So like working in hardware domain, definitely it's like a working in desert without water, I would say. So you will learn many things, like the other parts of the technology will become easier if you work in this hardware domain, definitely.
Yes.
That's nice. So Anuj, any closing thoughts that you want to give to the audience, so that they should excel in the whole process of their journey?
Yes. Means if people are preparing for M.Tech, to do M.Tech in one of the prestigious college, they have to give GATE. Fare well in GATE exam. Like all these subjects will be used in means you will use these subjects later on. So it's not like you just learned once and crack the exam and just let it be. But these will be used in your interview preparation and all. And after cracking, like you have to prepare for DSA. Problem solving skills is required, so you have to prepare for that. And there are a lot more resources. It's not like there are not resources. So prepare well, and then it will be helpful for you even in the next journey. Like if you go into the company. So whatever you learn in the M.Tech journey, the challenging time, and how did you manage all the things like projects and having a coursework and then placement, everything will be helpful in your future.
Okay.
So that's from
So before closing, Anuj will have a short rapid fire round. So if not M.Tech, what would you have chosen?
So work is the other option for me.
Okay.
I already cracked it here because of gate preparation.
Uh-huh. Okay. If not M.Tech, you would have joined the BARC. Nice. So Anuj, one worst day and one best day in your life at IITG.
So worst day is like I was giving contest last month and my rating went from 1591 to 1300. So I thought of lefting everything, not doing coding and all the things. This was my worst part, but later I identified like it is a phase of a time. It's not like you'll be growing every day. So at that time I thought of that was my worst day at that time.
Okay. So one moment that made you very angry in overall M.Tech journey.
For me, when I was not completing my task on time, one time the project was incomplete, so I got angry at that time. I think in this M.Tech journey.
Okay. B.Tech life versus M.Tech life, which one you like the most?
This M.Tech life.
Okay. Dream destination post your M.Tech for celebratory trip.
I want to visit Ujjain to worship Mahakal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite spot on the IITG and why?
The one of the friends' room where we are just sitting and discussing all kind of discussions.
Yes,
like
I know that room.
Yes.
Vivek room, I guess.
Yes, and Abhishek too. We used to sit in that room and just have a discussion, like all kinds of discussion, like the boys' discussion.
So Anuj, thank you for coming into my channel and sharing your experience. It would be very helpful discussion to the audience. With this, we'll conclude the interview, Anuj.
Yes. Thanks for inviting me, Karthik. Okay. So very grateful to you to came here and share my experience.